Hi everyone, it's me, West Coast Mom, and today I am working on a sweater, and it's come to the point where I have run out of yarn and need to join a new skein. Now up until now, I've been pretty much old school where I've just tied the two together in as tight a knot as possible and hope for the best, and for the most part I've been actually okay. The only thing with this is that you get these ends that have to be either crocheted in or embedded in and or woven in after the fact. Now up until now this has worked fine because I have used mostly acrylic yarn in my amigurumi, pillows, afghans and things like that. For one-sided projects like the amigurumi and pillow covers, these knots are on the inside that nobody ever sees and it's not a big deal. For working afghans, baby items, C2C, things like this, like I said, you either have to crochet these in and over or you have to weave in these ends. However, now, today I am working with this lovely yarn, Peyton's Silk Bamboo, which is a silk and bamboo blend, and it's super slippery, and my old school knot does not work. So I've had to learn a new knot method that would work. So and now I've researched online lots of different types of knots. Some are very complicated, involve braiding, involving a needle, but if you're like me, I just want to crochet, and so I want something fast, easy, and that does not require another tool. So in my research online, I came across, I don't know if it's called the double knot or the magic knot, but anyways, it involves two knots and it is pretty foolproof. And so that's what I'm going to show you today. Okay, so here I am with two different yarns. Now for the sake of demonstration, I've used two different colored yarns just so that you can see the difference. Later on I will do it on my actual work, but they're both the same color, and just so you can see how this works, it's better this way. So the yellow is representing my yarn that is attached to my project. This peacock blue is the new skein. So what I've done is I've lined them up parallel with the ends showing, and they're on opposite, and you always work with the cut end. Alright, so this is what you do. This goes underneath, and then it goes over, and I like to hold this up a bit because it's actually going to go through, and you're doing almost like a little like tying your shoelace right there like that. Now on this end you do the same thing, but like I said, you're using the cut end. So it goes underneath, and I'm going to hold this end. It goes up and over and through, just like you're tying your shoe, and you pull that tight. Alright, so now I've got two knots, one here and one here. And then what you do is you take the ends and you pull them together so that the two knots come together. Alright, so there you go. Now, I can pull really hard and strong on this and it's not going to come apart. Now, what's great about this is that, see these ends? Normally, like I said, you'd have to weave these in or crochet over them to try and hide them. But these ends, I can cut very short. I can cut them as close to the knot as possible. And then you will see it's almost like one long piece, and I can still pull and this will not come apart. So this is great because, like I said, you don't have to weave in ends, especially if you're doing something like a C2C afghan where with all those color changes you're already weaving in a lot of ends anyways, so the less ends to weave in, the better. Okay, so here I am with my actual work that I need to join on the new skein. So like I said, this is Peyton's Silk Bamboo and it's a lovely ivory color. And so this is my yarn that is attached to my project, and you can see I'm near the end, and then this is the new skein here. So line them up parallel, just like I did before. Always work with the cut end, and it goes under and over and then through this loop. Right, and you're just tying that up. Right, and then the same as this other end here, under and over, and just tie it. And like I said, my old school method did not work because it was so slippery. I've got the two knots here, and I'm going to pull this together so that they join. And I can pull really tight, always test it just to make sure, and it's really tight. And then, like I said, what's really great is you can trim these ends so that they're nice and short. It always used to scare me to trim so in because I'd always think that it would slip out, but it does not slip out here. And then, like I said, there's the end. Oops, I could trim a little bit more off of that one. And so it's fairly invisible. I guess I need sharper scissors. There you go. All right. So it's fairly invisible. And then when I go back to my work here, I can work it in. There's a bit of a lump, as you would expect with a knot. There's nothing you can do about that. So let me work it in, and then you will see that it just blends right in. Let's see, coming up to the knot here. This is the Kenzie Kimono by Lakeside Loops. This is some of the nicest yarn I've ever worked with. I just thought I would treat myself. All right, so here's the knot coming forward. And all right, so it's in there. I can feel it if I look for it, but generally it's quite hidden. You can't see where it is. Let me do one more. So it's right in there. It's hard to see, but like I said, in the grand scheme of the whole work, it won't be that noticeable. So this has been a game changer for me ever since I found this. I thought, why didn't I do this before? Like I said, it's easy, it's quick, it's strong. It does not require me to go get another tool to do. And I'm going to do this type of yarn join from now on. All right, thanks for watching.